Hello everyone, my name is Maria Hershova and I'm Ukrainian. Today I'm recording this video in order to tell you more about Russian invasion in Ukraine, and I really hope that my story and my background will help you to understand Ukraine a little bit more and also understand what is happening in Ukraine right now. Thank you so much for your time and for watching. So I'm gonna start with my background because I feel it's incredibly important to know who I am, where I'm coming from, what I'm doing at the moment. That's why, to start with, I'm recording this video from a safe place. I'm in Krakow, Poland right now, where I spent a couple of last years of my life studying and working. But initially, I am coming from Dnipro, Ukraine, a very central city, very big city, very diverse city. I was born there in 1999 and spent there majority of my life, my amazing childhood. And since then, I started to learn what it is to be Ukrainian. And I'm going to share it with you right now. So, city of Dnipro, where I'm coming from, is incredibly diverse, as I mentioned before. And we have a lot of different diasporas, people of different ethnic background, different religion, but nonetheless, Ukrainian identity has been very strong. And since I was a little child, I always felt incredibly Ukrainian. My childhood was absolutely amazing because I had an opportunity to travel, learn about Ukrainian culture and Ukrainian language and history in school and in different amazing cities of Ukraine with my mother and my father, who would give me all of their love and share with me all of their knowledge about Ukraine. And even though ethnic background in my family is quite diverse, including ethnic Jewish background, we always felt incredibly Ukrainian because we had a big respect towards Ukrainian history of resistance and Ukrainian language and beautiful culture. We felt very connected since my very early childhood to Ukraine. And Ukraine is my home. And I appreciate everything that I had, all the amazing memories and knowledge that Ukraine gave to me. So whatever my ethnicity is, by the end of the day, the strongest thing, the biggest place in my heart is my Ukrainian identity and Ukrainian language, Ukrainian songs, Ukrainian historic characters, Ukrainian movies. I am Ukrainian. So after I told you guys about my childhood and how happy and interesting it was and how strong my Ukrainian identity has been, let me tell you about what is going on right now. Unfortunately, the 21st of February was not the very first time Ukrainian people understood and felt and experienced war. In 2014, Russia occupied Crimea and also created separatist groups in Donbass that basically started war in Donbass. And it was horrible. I was 15 years old when it started, and as a child, seeing all these refugees and seeing all this friends of yours going to war, death, desperation, injustice, it was really hard, to be honest. When I was 15, I would always volunteer and help because at that time, in 2014, Ukrainian army, even though it had a lot of volunteers and everyone was helping as much as they can, they were not prepared for war. But they were fighting as heroes, and everyone who could, they were helping out. Especially people from neighboring regions, of course, because a lot of refugees would come to the neighboring regions. Dnipro is only 200 kilometers from Donbass area, so we hosted and have been hosting a lot of refugees from occupied territories now. I remember volunteering in a military hospital, seeing all these wounded people, seeing all these veterans. It was pretty sad. It opened my eyes, made me an adult, I think, woke me up, and at that moment, I understood that that's it, my childhood is gone, and now it's time to grow up and understand that the war has started, and it's not and it's not only going to end in Donbass and Luhansk or Crimea. And if you look back at the history of Ukrainian people and how they were fighting for their independence, our major enemy country that would always be aggressive towards Ukrainian identity, language, and culture has been Russia. So on the 24th of February, when the war started, a lot of people unfortunately were not surprised because we were expecting that Russia would want to take us over because for them we don't have a right to exist. That's why we according to the opinion of Russia, can be eliminated like this. And this aggression, this horrible, horrible war that started on 24th of February, unfortunately and tragically was something that we expected. Nonetheless, it has been horrible. It has been horrible, honestly speaking. I remember waking up on 24th of February because I received a message from my father on WhatsApp, on our family chat. A lot of people have family chats. And he told me, "Good morning, everyone. Russia started bombing us today. They bombed the airport in Dnipro." This is how he texted us. I was shocked, I was sad, I was desperate, and I still am. So now I'm gonna tell how am I doing, how is my family doing right now during this hard times. So as I told you, each and every Ukrainian right now, including my family, is trying to help Ukrainian army as much as they can, because it's the only way for us Ukrainians to survive, to keep our sovereignty, for civilians in the city survive. So the first thing that we all do is we support our army. It's essential. I have never seen anyone right now among my friends and people I know who'd be like, no, I would not support the army. Everyone knows that this is the only way for us to survive right now. So everyone, including my family, we're trying to always donate to army, support army, help the volunteers who are getting ammunition for our army. This is our number one priority at the moment. So my father stayed in the city and he told that he would never leave, that he doesn't care that Russian army is coming. He's going to protect his home, and I'm really proud of him for staying and for protecting his land. Also, my mom and my sister in safety here, but always working in a refugee center, trying to help everyone as much as they can. I'm doing well as well. I'm doing good as well. Helping. All of my days basically trying to figure out a new ways to help. For example, recently we raised almost 10,000 zloty to help territorial defense people. So there's army, right? And there's territorial defense, where volunteers from the city with or without military experience who would love to protect the city from Russian invasion. And territorial defense needs us, people from abroad, to bring supplies. So that's what I've been doing so far too. And thank you so much for watching. I know it's a lot of information. I know it's a very, very difficult situation right now in Ukraine. And I'm so thankful for each and every one of you who is helping us, supporting, reposting, donating, protesting, even thinking about us and praying about us. We see you, and we really, really appreciate that you didn't close your eyes, that you were not silent, because we really, really need you guys right now. Ukraine is fierce and heroic in fighting this huge, huge country that is so much bigger than we are. But we really need your help right now, because it's hard to fight alone. And thank you so much. Keep on supporting. Last thing I wanted to mention would be probably understanding where does Russia get their support, where does Russia get their money to keep on this war, to keep on killing civilians, to keep on killing people of Ukraine and children. they take their money from, of course, selling natural gas and oil, and also from these huge companies who are still working with Russia. And we need to make sure that they stop working with Russia. So this is one more thing that you can guys do. So the main question now, okay, Maria, you told everything, but what can people do to help? I can tell you 3 main things that people can do to help Ukraine. Thing number 1, don't be silent. As simple as that. Please don't be silent. Because what we can see right now is a lot of amazing people helping, protesting, donating, just reposting on social media, and this is already so much help. Even the smallest, tiniest action brings so much attention to this war and is helping us. So even if you're not ready to donate or you can't go out and protest, that's fine. Just repost on social media, tell your neighbor, write a letter to your government asking for support for Ukraine. And that's already a lot for us. Thing number 2, learn a little bit of Ukrainian history. Because this is the only way we can fight this fake information and Russian propaganda that we see so much right now on the internet. Only when you start learning Ukrainian history and start learning Ukrainian voices, you can understand what is happening in our hearts, what is happening in our minds, what are we occupied with. So you can even go on Wikipedia and read the most basic history of what has been happening to Ukrainian people for the past couple of centuries. And it's already a lot, because now that you know this, you will never associate us with Russia, and you would understand that actually we're completely different nations, we're completely different people with different goals. And number 3, of course, is one of the most important ones, is please consider donating to Ukrainian army, because as we all know, war is a very expensive thing and we need your help more than ever now. And that's it basically. These are 3 most basic things.